All set?
I guess.
Here we go.
Morning.
Good morning. I'm looking at this, seeing that's funky.
It's funky.
No, I noticed a spot with no stitch, but I think it
Where?
just got sucked up.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow. I got distracted by her stuff.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca. Yay.
Oh, I was supposed to bring back my little. I brought home a shawl. I forgot to bring it back.
Oops.
Oops. Should I dress myself up a little?
No, it's hot.
Just gonna put a shawl on. A one skeiner.
Well, you put a one skeiner on it.
I'll be all blah in my Sun Dragon shirt.
It's light blue. It's cute.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I feel like it's fuzzy, but oh well, we'll deal. I haven't cleaned off the screen in a while. Hi, let's start again. I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in
It's
deciding
raining.
whether it's going to rain today.
It was sprinkling when I was just out there.
Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
We got to either get the table and tent up as soon as we're done here, or just bring my lesson in here. So excuse me, some shop talk. It's our Monday and we had a really busy weekend. So yeah, we're still figuring things out, but we're filming maybe a little earlier than normal, which feels weird.
Yeah.
And normal is late. So earlier than normal is maybe on time.
Thank you all for all the fantastic
Oh my gosh.
sales. Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, we had a great week last week because we had our mega massive blowout 1,000 subscriber sale. And a few of you got your packages who took advantage of the first day of the sale and didn't have things that needed complicated packing. Your stuff was sent out Friday. And then the White Squirrel Festival hit, and we'll get to everything as soon as we can from here on out. So if you haven't gotten a shipping notification, I'm totally going to multitask and Squirrel here. If you haven't got a shipping notification, we're working on it. We're trying. Oh my gosh. Between go ahead.
We kind of jinxed it, I think, with we don't ever get any traffic from a
festivals.
And
and then we got good problem to have, right?
It was like we looked at the first 4 days of June and compared it to it compares to a yarn crawl. So
and that was,
yeah.
I mean, a good chunk of that was you guys buying stuff during our sale.
Yeah.
Now we'll have other sales. We will. They won't be as big. Watch social media. I think most of the social media sales we tell you all about here. So it's very, the sales for just you guys or just YouTubers may get a little more spaced out, and they will not hit the heights that this one hit for quite some time. So thank you for people who bought stuff. Whew. We'll be working all week to try to get them out. So but I'm getting ready for intro knitting, and my printer is not functioning. It was having issues last week. It's having different issues this week. So I'm a little distracted. Like, that's not a new thing, but I'm distracted for different reasons right now.
Distracted is a completely different baseline than tired.
That's true. I'm not completely exhausted today, which is weird.
Yeah.
My
I had the best
acupuncturist
sleep
would say,
in ever.
oh wow. See, my acupuncturist would say that's because of all the stuff he's doing, and maybe, I don't know. But
hey,
you had a good sleep in?
On
For me, a sleep in is like 8.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, tell about your
I sent you the text.
Mhm.
Sunday, Bernie told me just sleep until you wake up, and I took that as a personal challenge. So I woke up about 12:20, and about 12:30 he sends me a text going, "Hey, are you alive?" And I was like, oh, so apparently you cannot sleep until you wake up. There's a cut off. So
Apparently there's a cutoff for what?
For
when,
for sleeping in until, you wake up, because
yeah, when it's afternoon. That's a
no.
problem.
Is it? It wasn't. It was fantastic. I slept until like 10:30 on Monday.
Apparently I'm still tired just a little bit, but not as exhausted, tired as I usually am. What is
But that's our baseline.
Is it?
Tired. Yeah. Not like exhausted or,
Yeah.
That's later on in the week. Because we started filming early, Rebecca is like going through all of her normal morning things. And
no, I'm checking up to see if the intro knitting person got
back to you.
Yeah, and then I also got distracted by Facebook and the concert I didn't go to this weekend. That I'm glad I didn't go to because, we're having people pop hot left and right around us. So thank goodness we're still meeting outside and doing masks because people are still getting COVID. But yeah, it was a big special thing that I didn't travel for because it was really far away. But now I'm like, oh, but I know if I was there, I'd be like, because so many people.
And if she had gone, I would have been left to do
White Squirrel by herself,
couldn't.
And that was no. Anyway, okay. I'm sorry. I will try to focus. So I remember you talking about sleeping in on Sunday and then sleeping in on Monday, but not like not what that late. Led to.
Yeah, no,
not as late. I heard that part. Okay. This is me putting my phone down that way.
This is like,
I am too old to multitask. Okay.
This is like every day at the shop. So
I would say shush, but it's true. It's so true. Okay, so the thing I did yesterday was I filmed for 3 videos yesterday for tips and tricks, and I managed to edit 1 before I was passing out. And then the checks took longer than usual on YouTube, so it didn't publish until this morning. But I was trying to get out our sock knit along. Yay! Socks. I was trying to get out how to start all 3 of the socks we've picked, and I filmed for all 3, and I was really tired by the time I got around to filming it, so I apologize in advance. But the only one that's published right now is the start of this wibbly wobbly guy, the Rose City Roller, the pattern I just held up. How to start a sock on double points. Isn't it cute?
It's so tiny.
When it's first starting, it's totally wibbly wobbly, and yes, it's very teeny tiny. And that's why you won't see Liz holding this to actually knit it, but that's okay. Because you all have seen this. I put it on my foot last week. I finished 1. And nobody signed up for the class, which is fine. I hear all the people going, "Aw," but and it's okay. It's okay. I offer the classes, and if no one wants to take them, then I have time to help customers buy yarn. So that's the thing, is doing both is taxing. So people may have just been waiting for the videos. I'm not going to do videos on everything on this, or it could be the double point needles. People are just like, I don't know if I want to do that. Eventually, I have hopes and dreams of making a video of, so it says double points, but you can still knit it on 2 circulars. And some people can figure that out on their own, and some people would like some help. So I will try to do that, but with 3 sock patterns, like the Ranunculus, I just made a slew of videos about 1 pattern. These should not need as many videos. Socks shouldn't need quite as many videos as the sweater pattern with all the different sections, but to get them all done is going to take some time and energy, which I may or may not have. So, but yay for starting my 2nd sock. My goal is to finish at least 1 pair of socks from each pattern. I'm halfway there on stab this. I didn't work very well. I'm halfway there.
Pick it up.
I'm halfway there on 2 of the patterns. I have single socks done with 2 of the patterns. The in-person class. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm not doing virtual classes. We're doing virtual sit and stitch. Ooh, this feels soft, but not virtual classes. Because I can't do both. I wish I'd have to clone myself and we saw how that went in that Michael Keaton movie. For all us old folks out there, didn't go well. So this class in person starts on Saturday, 2 classes, 2 weeks apart. By Saturday, I mean, if you're watching this another time, the 11th. It's Worldwide Knit in Public Day, by the way. So come knit with us on Saturday outside the shop, or come to virtual sit and stitch on Sunday, and it won't be Worldwide Knit in Public Day, but it will be an anniversary. Like, that's how we started our weekend sit and stitches.
Yeah.
Is on a Knit in Public Day 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And we
Mhm.
like filmed all.
It was all day.
day
I actually did.
long.
I did more than one session of Facebook Live. It was insane. But this class on Worldwide Knit in Public Day, we'll start it. I started, where'd it go? Hang on a second. I have a lot in this little craft caddy. This has become my knit along caddy. Whatever the knit along is in here. So what I have to do is find the other end of this skein. I have like 5 socks going right now, maybe 4. So it's a little busy in this caddy. Hang on. There it is. And a stitch holder.
And a stitch holder.
That's because I had to take my Hermione's Everyday Sock off of the needles so I could use the needles to film a video about starting a Hermione sock, which then I ripped out because I'm still not done with my first one. So did you just give them a knowing look?
Me?
Okay, I started this. I'm probably going to pull this out too. This is the second toe, because I'm probably going to do it with my class on Saturday. I have 1 person signed up for that class. If anyone else would like to sign up, contact the shop if you're local enough, because it is not online, it is in person. And then I'm just going to go through socks. Hope you're okay if I just go through. I should take a break though at some point, because she did cool stuff that's not sock related. But I do want to show off, since I'm already talking about socks.
Since you're already talking about socks.
We have some time. I think I'm not going to waste all the rest of the time talking about socks.
Well, I'll either knit across a row while I'm waiting then, or
Just give me a couple minutes. She's not knitting. I think she's twitching.
twitching. You can go get another project.
I'm sorry, you
but-
called out my failed multitasking, so now I'm stealing time. So this is my
Not a thing.
Hermione's Everyday Sock. Or do you feel like you have to knit across a row?
No, I can organize my basket.
I'll try to be quick. Okay, this is my. How about this? I'll show this one off, and I'll save the other thing I'm working on until you're done.
That's fine.
Hermione's Everyday Sock. I have just finished the decreases on the gusset. So if I hold this way, ta-da! I'm loving this yarn. It's got some bamboo in it. It's not self-patterning, but it's doing a little bit of a fun stripey thing. And it did this like color pooling on the heel.
Ooh, I like that.
As I was doing the gusset decreases on the side, it made some of the green pool, and now it's not anymore because I'm done and back to the original amount, which should do what this part did. So
I like how that's coming out.
yeah, it's pretty neat. It's the bottom's going to be straight knitting now, and the top of the foot is going to have the patterning that Hermione's it's got really subtle patterning. What I'm noticing is really neat is depending on the yarn it's knit with, like someone, Jamie on, shout out to Jamie, on our sock knit along is she put this patterning, which is just a really basic multiples of 4 knits and purls, like 1 purl for every 4 stitches, but alternates. She put that into a different sock pattern, a toe up she's working on, and it looks different depending on if it's solid or variegated or, but it always looks just a little bit of texture. It's really cool. So that's as far as I've gotten. I have 2 whole socks done with 2 of the patterns. I have most of a sock done, but I took a side step to start totally new.
You're losing
I'm
stuff.
losing things. I started totally new socks with shop colorways that I will tell you about once we let Liz talk about her thing, because usually we start with Liz and I got distracted.
It's not a thing.
Ever. Okay. Liz is starting something very, very cool. What are you doing, Liz?
I'm starting the Keswick shawl out of the new Pompom.
Which, by the way, oh, and that's so funny. You have to go in from the
I
winter
have to go
side.
in from the winter. Well,
So
it's
that's why the covers-
mohair. So it's
Well,
a winter
but some
project.
people think mohair is a spring thing because the last issue is full of mohair. Mohair is a hot thing. Oh my gosh, I want to start a mohair project, but I'll hang on to
It's
that. till you're
it's
done.
the devil's yarn.
It's devil's yarn, but it's beautiful. And Liz is starting the Keswick or Keswick, depending on which side of the pond you're on. Plaid funky awesomeness. And by the way, because of our huge mega sale, we sold out of pom-poms. We are getting more in. If you can be patient and want to get a pom-pom from us, pom-pom quarterly from us. I don't know when it will come in, but I ordered it at the end of last week. I foresaw the writing on the wall.
We had like one left.
And now we have none. And I've reordered this pom-pom and Ready Set Raglan, which we ran out of as well. And there's a few other books that we're almost out of, but that's all I ordered. So how's it going and what colors did you pick?
So, well, I changed out one of the colors because I didn't have enough. I actually realized I need 100 grams to do the horizontal rose because it takes about 50 anyway.
What color?
The light gray.
I thought you bought like crap tons of
I
everything.
did, but we only had 3 50-gram balls of the light gray, and I need 2 50-gram balls.
So you bought me out of the light gray and now you're not going to use it?
I will find another project. It's
fine.
already wound.
Because that
So-
might be a discontinued color.
Yes.
Anyway.
So this is what theirs looks like, and the light pink all through there is mohair, and then the stripes vertical and horizontal. I know I'm not doing anyway. They're all fingering weight yarns in 4 different colors.
And the mohair goes across the whole entire
thing.
thing.
Yes.
So when you see those darker colors on that, the mohair is still being held with it,
Yes.
which tones it a little, which is
mohair
awesome.
goes straight across every row, and then you switch colors. And so anyway,
Are we even going to see it? Yes, we are.
there's
Oh, and that's the bottom. I'm like, why
This
is
is the
all of
very
it dark?
bottom
It's
row.
because it's the bottom row where you've got one color going this way and colors going this way. So there's spots in this where there's 3 yarns being held together.
oh yeah.
That's so cool because that means the thickness and the texture are changing depending on what's intersecting.
The vertical stripes. This will be a vertical stripe. Vertical stripe. They have 3 yarns.
So
held
like, I
together.
don't know if y'all can see, but this is thicker than this part here. And that's thicker. And yeah. And there's different colors combining. Like there's 2 reds combining here with the with the black mohair, and just one red and the black, and a red and a white and a black. That's cool.
This is
That is gray.
two,
So
no,
what did
it's
you
actually another red. I
Oh, it is?
found
Okay, so
the
what
Malabrigo red.
did you change? Oh, you're using the Malabrigo.
yeah. So I will
So
have
The gray.
one grid square of red, white, red, Malabrigo red, and then just the plus of hold on. Red, white, red, dark gray.
And then
Back out. Red, white, red.
okay.
So this is the schematic, and so
She likes to challenge.
I have all of these in the strings that she calls for Ziploc baggies. And I found that 3.5-inch little hanging Christmas tree balls that you can fill are perfect for a mini.
And it
yarn.
worked. So did you drill a hole?
I didn't drill a hole, but it clips it to where the ball won't. pull
Okay, so
out.
you open it up and
I open it up and
unravel
pull
a little
some,
and
yep, and clip
that's
it back.
cool. It's working for you apparently.
It
right?
is. It.
Awesome.
I've finally figured out the rhythm. Like as you're going, I pull one ball up and over and start knitting with that, and then it goes to the end of the line, and so like the line just shifts. But yeah, now I'm on a horizontal stripe, so it will. I'll have just 2 yarns, one of these balls, and my
you're on
mohair.
you're on the next
Yep.
level.
Yep. So
That's cool.
yeah, so there'll be
We'll start seeing
just
the
little
grid
mohair
more.
pockets in the.
some people said they wanted to do a knit along with this one, and by the time I get a knit along up and going, like this edition of Pompom will be old, which still could work since we're ordering extra pom-poms and stuff. But if anyone's fascinated, as you watch this grow, if you're fascinated enough for us to do this, even the mohair, the new mohair thing I saw from Stephen West that I went, ooh, I don't always go like, I always go ooh at Stephen West things.
She does.
But I don't always want to make them myself.
True.
I'll help other people pick yarn for it. And this time I went, ooh, I think I need to make that. And it's holding 2 strands of mohair together and alternating. And I took a COVID test this morning. I'm negative. So I feel less horrible about sneezing openly into the shop, at least for the next like 12 hours. And then I'll be exposed to who knows what, and then I'll feel bad again. But so I'm super tempted to do that. However, the issue with doing any mohair type stuff is we are like transitioning between companies for mohair because we still have a lot of Sugarbush left, but we're slowly starting to run out of that. And Sugarbush went out of business, and we're still mourning the loss of that. But we haven't really fully restocked and replaced, because that's a lot of mohair to replace. And as colors are running out, I am maybe attempting to try to replace them. But it's a little challenging. And so what I was kind of excited by is we have sparkly mohair that's not Sugarbush. And what if I did a Stephen West shawl with holding mohair doubled in sparkly mohair, and like
that's so tiny.
That's like extra. It's on a 5. I've done shawls on smaller needles. But that's extra Stephen Westy to make it sparkly. So I'm thinking about that. Although our sparkly colors of mohair, a lot of them are not super bright. So like I have some pondering to do.
It would be a nice,
it would muted. Be a subtle, it might be elegant almost. Woo. And I really should make it out of colors of mohair we can restock, because sometimes people like to make things in the same color as me. Not all the time, but sometimes. Exhibit A is we are totally out of this yarn, this colorway. It should be coming back into stock today, but this one went really fast. So anyway, there's that. I'll try to remember to put the link. I will probably forget, but I'll try to remember to put the link for the Stephen West in the description, because I'm trying not to touch my phone right now. And if I show you all the pattern, then I'll be touching my phone, and then I'll get distracted. Yeah, and it'll be bad. So here's what I did though, is I finally took the plunge on taking these 2 colors, our Mountains Are Calling and our White Squirrel Shuffle. And we have different batches of this, and each skein is different, because I don't know if my skein has this much light in it.
All the skeins are different, and I haven't
hand dyed. Yay!
We haven't opened them up to look and see if it is just how they were skeined or.
Yeah. I mean, I have some light in this, and we'll see that. I started making my socks with these, with alternating colors. And I should be able to make 2 pairs, but I'm doing it 2 at a time. And for those of you who are like, ooh, make a video, I will, but I'm making the videos on the 3 patterns with individual stuff 1 at a time first, which means patience. But here I'm using Mina's vanilla sock recipe. I might modify the heel a little bit from what she did to something I like to do. And her heel, she's got a video for. I'm trying to undo but this is the general idea of what I'm doing. I'm not doing a fancy sock pattern because I want to show off what these colors do. But I have the toes I made in opposite colors, and then I swapped. I've never done like toes and heels and cuffs in a different color. So go big or go home. I'm making them coordinating but mismatched.
I like it.
Yes, it's really fun for how the Mountains Are Calling knits up. So again, roughly this to roughly this, roughly this to roughly this. The White Squirrel Shuffle has just these little, like you probably can't, I just missed the table. Like you probably can't even, I'll try to hold it closer. little itty bitty specks of color. It's so
I love the little itty bitty specks of color.
subtle.
It's like
It's very subtle.
very.
And ta-da! I kind of knit on these most of Sunday, and you know, Monday I get like no knitting done, but I'm knitting on a 0, and this is her Tabitha base, which is 80/20 fine superwash merino and nylon. And oh my gosh, they're so soft on 0s. They're just like, these are going to be squishy, wonderful socks. I'm so excited.
I have a half shawl, a half that I've had in my library forever that I think I want to do out of those 2 colors.
That's so pretty. Yay. And it's our second batch for some of this. We have a little bit of the original White Squirrel Shuffle, but we're on our second batch from her of both of these colors, and they're lovely. They're absolutely lovely. I would like to keep bringing them in. It's really funny. We get customers into the shop. They want local, and we have Spunky Sheep. This is Spunky Sheep. I definitely want to get more of her colors in. They are lovely as well. Is our local indie dyer. We have a little bit of Daydream Dye Works left. Emerald stopped dying, but she has some of her, it's like she chose to live. No, that's what I think whenever I hear that. She has stopped dyeing yarn. It is right over Liz's shoulder here. I'm like, that is, if I was actually pointing at it, this is if I'm pointing at it on camera. Okay. Yeah. And it's lovely and it's going fast. And sometimes our online system is glitching and selling quantities we don't have in stock. So be patient with us because it's our online system and not us this time, finally. But so this is dyed out in Colorado, but she dyes these colors only for us, specifically for our geographic region. And sometimes that's okay for people coming in and shopping. And sometimes they're like, no, if it wasn't dyed locally, I don't care if it's geographically appropriate. It wasn't dyed around the corner. And it's like, I get it. I respect that, but it saddens me at the same time because it's hard to find local dyers.
It's difficult to find local dyers, especially if you don't have a local dyer that works for your shop.
Yes.
Because there are lots of shops that are like, we have a local dyer that works here and she sells her yarn here.
Silver threads and pearls, and they dye like sometimes on premises, sometimes close by. And then I have people who like cold call me who say they're local and they dye yarn, and that I need to meet with them or talk to them, or like, and when we had emeralds, I was like, that's lovely, but we don't have space. Now we might be getting space, but yay, being a small local yarn shop owner, yay. Okay, so these are squishy and soft and really wonderful. I have maybe one other thing to show off. We got in a whole bunch of other yarn baby that I have to put online. I had to wait and see what happened this weekend with what sold before I started putting stuff up online. This is her Willy base. These would be fantastic for socks. We have like 2 skeins of each if they haven't been bought like yet. Usually people are buying them a bunch at a time. The Willy one is 80/20 again, but it's superwash merino and nylon. It's a little more sturdy than, like, the Tabitha's really soft. This would probably also be lovely and hold up a little longer than the Tabitha. We've got, what is it? Seashore Treasures. I'm just going to go through them. I'm going to try to take pictures today, but again, I have a lesson this morning, so we'll see what I get to. We have Twilight. The Seashore Treasures is like a nice pale. I see a little bit of that seafoam green and taupe and things in that.
It looks like a nice sandy beach thing.
Seashore Treasure. The Twilight is another, it's like, it's got some good periwinkle. That's the Pantone color of the year. And some lighter shades in there and some speckles of, there's some good speckles in Yarn Baby stuff. Some speckles of like off black in there. I'm trying to find ones that pair together. This is Fairy Goth Mother. And this one's got more like bright yellows and bright aquas and teals and black and some like off-white and some greens. And it's just like, yeah, it's bright and dark and broody at the same time. I love it.
Yeah.
And then did we sell, or did it get hung up? The Grover? Grover on Sesame Street got hung up because there's actually a hook for it. We had it before. That's not it.
I know.
That's it. Sorry.
We have one left of Mother Nature.
Mother Nature, which is called Gaia Goddess in some places. The Mother Nature has more earth tones, but also some vibrancy to it,
Pretty
which is really
blues.
nice. Grover on Sesame Street is bigger chunks of blue mixed with other colors from other Muppets. So we've got orange and yellow, and it's like all the colors of Sesame Street, but most of what shows up is blue. So that one's fun. I didn't know if that one sold. We sold another one that, no one even knows that we got it back in because it already sold this weekend. Calm Before the Storm is bright and cheery with little hints of that off black speckle in it. But we've got pinks and teals and aquas and a little bit of purple and stuff in Calm Before the Storm. And then this one's called the Hurricane. And it's like, take these colors and make them super dark and broody. And there's very little light color in this one. It's all grays and darkers, but it's the same color palette, just like, when a hurricane turns everything up, right? So these are wonderful, and I will try to get them online for y'all if you want to make socks out of hand-dyed yarn. It's really fun. It's not self-patterning, but it's really fun to make socks out of hand-dyed yarn. So
if you don't see them online, call the shop.
Call the shop if I described anything and you're like, I must have it. Call the shop, because it might take me a little while to get stuff up online because I'm seeing rain outside, and my lesson, so it's a class, but only one person signed up, and the gazebo where I'd like to do it outside has the coffee club on it. So we will probably be meeting in here, which means I need to clean all this up before she arrives. But one more thing, not sock related, I wanted to show off just a bit, because one of my sideline projects, I have not blocked my Belviso Wisp Raglan yet. I would like to, but life has just been too hectic. I did get through another skein of yarn on my Fading Diamonds cardigan. I'm so excited to have this as a nice heavy, kind of a almost duster length, not quite, but going over my bum probably length cardigan for the summer, for when it's rainy like this or when it's really windy out there. And the diamonds are finally at the point where
they're filling out.
They're filling out. There's a whole second diamond. That's as complicated as it gets, is to have one diamond inside of another diamond. Whereas up here, there was just half of one. And this isn't going to totally wrap around me, and it's probably going to come off the needles if I pull on it too much. But this, I'm in the hundreds in terms, like I can't pull it all the way around me without pulling off the needles, but I'm in the hundreds in terms of rows, and I'm not sure how much further down it's going to get. But if I pull this,
ooh, it looks so cool. Oh yeah.
I'm really excited by making this out of something I can wear in the summertime, because we don't just wear cardigans and things to stay warm in the winter. We do, but sometimes there's times when you need it in the summer, and then I'll go back and do the sleeves.
Some of us in the summer don't wear sweaters or cardigans or whatever because it's hot, and some of us,
it isn't always hot out in the summer though. What were you gonna say? Some of us need to layer because wind and rain and weather. You have layered, you just don't layer with cardigans. So to each his own. We are welcoming to everybody. I only give her grief. We are welcoming to everybody and how they choose to dress in the shop. I let her go around barefoot. I'm not going to necessarily let all my customers go around barefoot because I don't know where their feet have been, but she takes that chance. So it's just like we don't let people in the shop without masks on because we don't know where they've been. So, we just try to protect everyone. Anyway, I'm really excited about these socks. They're going to be fun. My morning meditations are probably going to be very, very sock related for quite some time now. And that's, life. There are so many different summer tops I want to be working on right now, and I'm obsessed with socks. So we'll see what we get to.
I will be working on this until the mohair starts dripping into my lap, and then I die of heat exhaustion.
Mohair shawl, though.
I know.
I shouldn't start another project, but I'm probably going to.
Shit is a shame word.
I know. That's why I'm probably going to. I have earned some joy in my life and I'm going to take it. So stay tuned because I could be picking out sparkly mohair. Sparkly mohair color palette. Maybe one or two not sparkly colors in there, depending on if they're ones we can maybe replicate with a new mohair when we bring it in. We'll see. Oh, that's cool. She's got one row done with the
not
next
a full
thing.
row, but
Why must you always correct me this?
I'm over halfway.
I mean, technically she's right, but she's showing me what looks like one row. So that's what I said. Okay, anyway.
This is going to be exciting.
Yeah.
So exciting.
So to reiterate, there's a class. Well, let's go through the schedule.
Oh yeah.
We don't have any fun sales and things to announce, but we have a lot going on this week and next week. So tonight is virtual sit and stitch from 7 to 9 p.m. We will go home and do it from home. So please join us on Zoom with the shop phone number.
828-877-3550.
And then tomorrow we're supposed to have an in-person sit and stitch, but it's supposed to be like thunderstorming all day tomorrow. So
there is that probability.
Unless we can seek shelter under the gazebo and the wind doesn't blow too hard, we may not be doing outdoor sit and stitch because we have a tent, but it is not necessarily weatherproof and it will get blown around. So we'd like to have in-person sit and stitch from 10 to 12 tomorrow morning, but it is totally weather dependent. It will not move inside because you can see we can't really host a group inside, even with masks. We're kind of on that right now. Let's see. Thursday. So today and Thursday, I'm doing intro knitting in the morning. But I didn't start a new meeting. It reconnected again. So
excuse us, we were having some technical difficulties.
The Wi-Fi hiccuped, which means hopefully it caught everything we just said. If not, we'll have to film another time. But that means we should wrap up. So I lost my train of thought because we were talking about Thursday. Next Thursday, not this Thursday, we have drop-in help times because we've got intro knitting this week. So Friday, we have virtual sit and stitch again in the evening, 7 to 9 p.m., same as Tuesday. Saturday is Worldwide Knit in Public Day. So you can come hang out with us all day. If you want to come in the morning for the sock class for Mina's vanilla sock recipe, we can get you started on those. Contact the shop though to make sure we have space. Right now we have tons of space. Right now we have 3 openings. Saturday afternoon is in-person sit and stitch anyway, but it's Worldwide Knit in Public Day, so we'll figure something out. We'll take over the gazebo. Sunday is our monthly sit and stitch. I know it feels like it's awfully early. It's the virtual sit and stitch. I know it feels like it's awfully early to be having that, but it is. I keep waiting for it to freeze again. Sorry. It's we didn't want to have it conflict with Father's Day. And it turns out to have it on the heels of Worldwide Knit in Public Day, it's the second best day to that, it's the day after. We're always going to have it on a Sunday anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So that's on Sunday. And then we'll have all kinds of fun stuff next week too. So one change to the in-person class schedule, not this Saturday, but a week from Saturday, which is the 18th of June, I believe. Since nobody signed up for this class, which again is fine, it's going to be an open sock forum day. It's going to be like in the morning. It's $20 to come by and ask all the questions you ever wanted to ask about socks, and it won't be like pestering me or anything like that. Drop us $20 and ask questions, start a sock pattern, get help on a sock pattern, no appointment needed. Just come on by and be part of the outside sock forum a week from Saturday, June 18th, 10 to 12. So that's what I think I'm going to do if we do 2-part classes and nobody signs up, which, as the classes become more popular, we may not have this opportunity. But if we have an opening I'll probably do a drop and help time instead. So, and since we're doing the sock knit along, I'm keeping it sock related. Okay. I think we should go and get ready for the day.
I did a
and
whole row.
do plan for what we're doing with the weather. See, now she's got a whole row done, but like you probably can't see it at home, but here, there, like this right in here, right between the stripes going this way, it's now kind of the see-through mohair instead of all the thick stuff. It's gonna be so pretty. So
It's
you
so,
just
like super squishy.
you just need to knit like a crap ton before the next time you show it off, so people can see the difference.
Takes about 15 minutes to do a row because I made
But
it.
you
bigger.
got a lot done this weekend, so maybe next week you can see a ton of progress on that. Thursday for filming, that's why I got off. We're doing our Dear Becky and Lizzie, so if you have questions that you would like us to address on camera, write us. The shop address is 35 South Broad Street, Brevard, North Carolina 28712, or email
Liz at sundragonartandfiber.com.
Okay. Problems?
Maybe.
We got to go get ready for the day because there's some stuff happening and we got to figure out what to do with the weather. But we love y'all. We miss you. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.